Hi, I'm Dr. Anndrea Hatcher from Olive Branch Parke Veterinary Clinic, and today I'm going to talk about the leopard tortoise. The adult shell length of a leopard tortoise is 14 to 18 inches, and they weigh 40 to 50 pounds. Their enclosure temperature range should be 80 degrees Fahrenheit at the cool side and 90 degrees Fahrenheit at the warm side, and at night can drop to 70 degrees. Their humidity should be 40%. The leopard tortoise is diurnal and doesn't hibernate. The lifespan is 40 to 80 years. The enclosure should be outdoors in a climate where the temperature range is 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. If you're keeping them indoors, a turtle table will work, at least 4 by 8 feet. You shouldn't have any clear sides, though, because tortoises don't understand glass and they'll hurt themselves trying to escape through it. The equipment that you'll need is a shallow water bowl, not too deep so the tortoise doesn't drown, UVB light, and you'll need to change the bulb every 6 to 12 months, 2 thermometers, a humidity gauge, and sand for digging. As far as feeding the leopard tortoise, it is a herbivore. You'll want to sprinkle the food with a calcium supplement. You want to offer daily Timothy hay and orchard grass or Bermuda grass, and small amounts of green leafy vegetables like dandelion greens, kale, or collard greens, and you'll want to avoid fruits. New tortoises should be examined by a veterinarian and have a fecal sample checked for intestinal parasites. They should have a yearly physical exam and intestinal parasitic exams after that. A distressed tortoise crawled into a police station. "Officer, I was just robbed by a violent gang of snails." "Okay, calm down," said the officer, "and tell me everything that happened." "I'll try," said the tortoise, "but it all happened so fast." Strictly speaking, tortoises are land turtles, and the term turtle should be reserved for aquatic or semi-aquatic animals, but often people will use the term turtle for land or water animals. Tortoises are reptiles, which means they are cold-blooded, so they rely on their environment to regulate their body temperature. Tortoises range in size from a few centimeters to 2 meters. Most tortoises are herbivores. They are slow-moving animals that rely on their shell for protection. Remember Aesop's fable, The Tortoise and the Hare? The speedy hare is certain that he can beat the slow tortoise at a race. In his overconfidence, the hare takes it easy and doesn't pay attention until it's too late, and the slow and steady tortoise actually wins the race. The tortoise comes out ahead when it comes to lifespan, too. It isn't uncommon for tortoises to outlive their human owners. Records for such long-lived animals can be a little shaky, but some sources say the second longest living vertebrate animal was a tortoise. The first was reportedly a koi that lived to be 226 years. The longest living tortoise was a gift from the explorer Captain Cook to the Tongan Royal Chinese family in 1777 and lived to be 188 years old. Tortoises often live to be 100 to 150 years old, so this is a pet you will need to leave directions for in your will. And although it would be handy, counting the rings on a tortoise's shells, like the rings on a tree trunk, is not an accurate way to determine the tortoise's age. Although tortoises don't move quickly, they do move, and they can grow quite large. They aren't ideal indoor pets because they can cause a surprising amount of damage to drywall and furniture. They are better suited to an outdoor pen in Arizona than our sometimes cold, rainy, and snowy Indiana. Another thing to keep in mind when considering either a tortoise or a turtle for a pet is that reptiles may carry the bacteria Salmonella. Salmonella can cause disease and potentially death in children younger than 6, the elderly, and immunosuppressed people, such as those with HIV, organ transplant recipients, or those undergoing chemotherapy. Reptiles that are carriers of Salmonella don't look sick. The Salmonella bacteria can't be washed off the animals, and antibiotics won't clear the bacteria from the animals. Since 1975, it has been illegal in the United States to sell turtles that are less than 4 inches in diameter, so that small children can't fit them in their mouths. After careful consideration, if you decide that a tortoise is the pet for you, get one from a tortoise rescue organization, such as Indiana Turtle Care, which can be found at indianaturtlecare.com. Because tortoises live so long and need so much space, rescue organizations can't keep many at a time and are quickly overwhelmed. When people decide they no longer want a pet tortoise or turtle, releasing them into the wild isn't a kind option. The animals usually starve or freeze to death because they aren't adapted to our local environment. If you see a tortoise or a turtle on the road, pick them up, as long as it is safe for you to do so, and put them at the side, still going in the same direction. If you turn them around, they'll end up stubbornly heading in the same direction they were heading before, and they'll end up crossing the road again.